My name is Captain Eston Smith. I am the robotics liaison for the Armor School. Our team that works for the Armor School will take in ideas from soldiers in the Armor branch and prototype them to prove the concepts here in the Maneuver Innovation Center. What I have here is one of the projects that was brought into us from a master gunner on the Abrams platform. The coax on the Abrams frequently jams because that 240 system has to pull the rounds up out of the bottom of the ammo box, up over the main gun, through a cassette down to the actual weapon before it fires. What we started prototyping was a way to get those rounds up and out of the box so that the weapon system doesn't have to. We started out by making a sprocket that engages the round face and 3D printed a couple of prototypes to make sure that everything fits. Then we started building a housing for that sprocket that fits a little electric motor in it. The electric motor is geared down and uses a timing belt and timing belt pulley to drive the sprocket. Inside the sprocket, we put a one-way gear so that if this device fails, the weapon system could still pull the rounds without this stopping the rounds in any way. We installed this system on the coax box with 0 modifications to the coax box. It's just 2 screws that pinch the existing posts on the box to hold it in place. Power for this motor, it's the same voltage as the 24 volt system that's already inside the Abrams, and we tie into the solenoid for the coax. When the gunner presses fire on the Cadillacs of the Abrams, the power is sent to the solenoid to fire the weapon system, and it's also sent to our round feeder. The power draw is minimal from this motor, less than an amp. It doesn't experience any issues with the solenoid. There's plenty of power there to work with. But as that trigger is depressed, this starts feeding rounds up out of the bottom of the box so that the weapon system only has to pull them up 12 inches instead of the full, I guess it would be 40 inches from the bottom of the box. We've tested it numerous times with blank rounds. We've found that it makes the weapon system far more reliable, being able to get them up out of the box and guided towards the weapon system. We've added a few additional features on our newest prototype, including this face that the actual round rides on. So as the rounds are being fed in, if the links are out of battery, which is a common issue when linking up belts of ammo, it'll actually push the link back into battery. Currently on the Abrams platform with live ammo, they'll load 400 to 600 rounds with a false bottom in the box, so the weapon system isn't having to pull from the bottom. This product makes the armor branch far more lethal as it will extend the capacity of the coax from 400 to 600 rounds up to its full 2,800 round capacity. And it frees up the loader on the Abrams platform to focus strictly on loading the main gun and his other tasks and drills, as opposed to having to focus on slapping rounds and making sure that the weapon system is feeding properly. We're gonna be doing testing in the field in the coming weeks to give that statement a little bit more credit. But going forward, we're able to prototype these in-house, $30 a piece, a very simple solution to a Army-wide problem.